Hey guys, what's going on? Ty here from Reinstall Intake, and today we're going to be installing this Crawford AOS into our Crosstrek right here. So follow along for the install guide. Should be pretty quick and easy.
You got it, or you don't. You stand, or you fall. When you wheel, is it broken? When it slips from your hand. When there's no time for joking, there's a home in the pain. Oh, you got me, I feel it all to me. No, you got me, I feel it all.
Alright guys, so today you're going to need 4 tools. You're going to need a 10mm ratchet, 10mm wrench, a pair of pliers, and a flathead screwdriver. Alright guys, and now that we have our tools, we're going to go ahead and we're going to loosen this hose clamp and disconnect this post MAF hose from the airbox. So now that that's on, we got that hose clamp secured. This guy is off. We're ready to move to the next step. So the next step is to remove this hose that I'm wiggling here from the breather port on the back of this intake. And what we're going to do is we're going to use our pliers. We're going to go in. We're going to get a new set of pliers. Now I'm going to use some really small pliers, just because it's easier to fit them in around these hoses. And you're just gonna pinch this hose clamp, and then you should be able just to remove this hose like so. And once that's removed, you're good to move on to the next step. Now what we're gonna do is we're gonna pop off this tab right here, and we're gonna loosen this hose clamp right here. What we're gonna do is we're just gonna pop it off like this. Now that's free. We'll go ahead and we'll take this and we will set it aside for reinstallation a little bit later. Now that the clamp is loosened, we'll go ahead and we'll just take off this whole intake system. So we'll wiggle it free. Man, that was easy. And we'll set this aside for later. All right, so now what we're gonna do is we're gonna take this PCV hose here, the one that I'm wiggling, and we're gonna remove it. So this PCV hose goes from the top of the block to the intake manifold. It's really easy to take off. You just pull it. So I'm just gonna recommend that if you guys do have to return your vehicle to stock, save this hose. Put it somewhere, you know, where you won't lose it, so not in the garage. So now that the PCV breather hose is off, we're gonna take the 15-inch hose that was supplied by Crawford in the AOS kit, and we're gonna connect it to the open breather port on the top of the block. So now that we have the 15-inch hose connected to the breather port on the top of the block, we're gonna take this 15-inch hose, we're gonna route it underneath the intake manifold, just for a clean look. So it is a little bit tricky getting it past everything. It's easier if you look from the front of the block, or if you look from the front of the car. Now once you've got your 15-inch hose under the intake manifold, you're good to move on to the next step. All right guys, and now what we're gonna do is we're gonna take this 29-inch hose and we're gonna attach it to the breather port on the back of this intake manifold. It's a little bit difficult to see, but it's gonna be, you know, right here. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go under this hose and we're going to just slide it onto that breather port. We're gonna route this one the same way we routed the other 15-inch hose, and we're gonna go underneath the intake manifold. All right, now that we've got the 29-inch hose routed underneath the intake manifold, we're gonna go ahead and mount the air oil separator. We're gonna take our air oil separator and we're gonna attach the 15-inch hose to breather port number 2, or the bottom port. And then we're gonna take the 29-inch hose and attach it to breather port number 1, or the top breather port. So now that those hoses are already all connected, we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna drop it in. And how we're gonna mount it is there are 2 holes on your intake manifold, and we're gonna drop the supplied hardware that Crawford gave us down into these holes, and we're gonna tighten everything up. Now that's all good. I'm actually gonna take these, I'm just gonna get them hand tight real quick. And now we're gonna take our 10mm wrench and our 10mm socket. We're gonna put the wrench on the bottom. We're gonna put our socket up top and just start tightening them. I would say only get these about snug. You don't want them too tight. All right, And now that you have installed the AOS, we're gonna go ahead and reattach the intake. So this part is super quick and easy. You're gonna take the push tab. And lastly, we're gonna take this hose right here that I'm wiggling, and we're just gonna reattach it to the nipple. So we're gonna slide it on. Then we're gonna take our pliers. We're gonna pinch that hose clamp. All right guys, and that was the install for the Crawford AOS on our 18 Crosstrek. Like I said, it was super easy. You guys will probably all get it down, and it'll only take you like 15 minutes. So thanks for watching the video, guys. If you liked it, remember to like, comment, subscribe. Lets us know how we're doing, and I'll see you on the next one.